Accounting cycle. Step 2. Transactions are recorded in the journal. Aim to record the economic impact of transactions on the firm in a journal, which is a form that facilitates transfer to the accounts. So ang gagawin natin is i-record natin ang lahat ng financial transactions ng isang entity in a journal. The journal is a chronological record of entities' transactions. Ibig sabihin, sa journal nilalagay ang lahat ng record ng financial transaction ng entity. A journal entry shows all the effects of a business transaction in terms of debits and credits. So, ibig sabihin, ang journal entry, ito yung pinapakita ng journal entry yung effect ng particular na financial transaction sa assets, liabilities, and owner's equity in terms of debits and credits. The process of recording transaction is called journalizing. The standard contents of the general journal are as follows. So ito yung composition or yung content ng isang journal entry. Number 1, yung date. The year and month are not rewritten for every entry unless the year or month changes or a new page is needed. Sa pag-prepare ng journal entry, napakahalaga ng date kasi sa date natin makikita kung kailan nag-occur ang transaction. And kapag pare-parehas ang date ng isang transaction, there is no need na i-rewrite natin yung date unless nagbago yung date or kailangan ng lumipat sa panibagong page ng journal. Account titles and explanation. The account to be debited is entered at the extreme left of the first line, while the account to be credited is entered slightly intended on the next line. So sa application mamaya ng journal entry, makikita natin kung ano yung ibig sabihin nitong number 2. Posting reference. This will be used when the entries are posted. That is until the amounts are transferred to the related ledger accounts. So basically, ang posting reference, ito yung account code ng particular na account title. For every account title, meron yung corresponding na account code. And yung account code na yun yung tinatawag na posting reference. Debit. The debit amount for each account is entered in this column. And credit. The credit amount for each account is entered in this column. Okay, for application ng journal entries, meron ditong mga financial transactions for the month of May and i-record natin yung mga financial transaction sa journal. Yung mga account code na gagamitin natin ay ito. Ito, ayan. So, yan yung chart of accounts ng business entity and yung mga numbers na nakalagay sa mga particular na account title, yan yung tinatawag na posting reference or yung account code ng account title. Yung journal entries for every financial transaction is i-record natin siya sa journal. And yung journal ay merong mga standard contents. Ito yung mga standard contents ng journal. We have the date, the account title and explanation, posting reference, debit and credit. And ipa-plot natin itong mga contents sa journal. So bubuksan natin itong journal para ma-plot yung mga standard contents ng journal. First is the date. Ang date ay dito nakalagay. We have the date. Ang account title and explanation, dito siya sa space na ito. Account title and explanation. Posting reference. Ang posting reference naman ay nakalagay sa portion nito. We have the posting reference. Debit, dito naman yan nakalagay sa part na ito, debit, and yung credit dito. So, yan yung standard contents ng isang general journal. May 1, Esterlina Guevara is a social entrepreneur from the South. She is into a lot of interesting causes. Her fine taste is pertinent such she is considering an authority in planning weddings. Upon the advice of prodding of an esteemed colleague, Gloria de Toya, Guevara decided to organize her wedding consultancy. She invested 250,000 pesos. So, si Esterlina Guevara yung may-ari ng business entity. And yung business entity niya is wedding consultancy, service provider. And nag-invest siya ng 250,000 sa business. So, yung mga account na involved ay, since na naglagay siya ng 250,000 sa business, ang business niya ay nagkaroon ng cash. Okay, cash. And nagkaroon din siya ng capital sa kanyang business, Guevara Capital. Okay, ang account na affected ay cash and Guevara Capital. Ang cash ay asset account. So, asset. Ang Guevara Capital ay owner's equity account. So, ang ginagawa natin ngayon is yung analysis siya na kung ano yung asset, liability, or owner's equity account ang affected nung particular na transaction. So, sa part na to, cash and Guevara Capital ang affected. And ang cash ay nag-increase and yung Guevara Capital ay nag-increase din. So, ire-recall natin yung rules ng debit and credit. So, ito yung keyword, and kapag nag-i-increase ang asset account, which is yung cash, sa debit. So, ang cash would be the debit. Ang Guevara Capital ay nag-increase. So, ang equity ay nasa credit side. Siya yung E sa LER ng dealer. So, kapag nag-increase siya ay credit. To record the May 1 transaction, we have, i-record muna natin sa journal yung date. So, May 1. Okay. Ang account debited ay cash. So, ang account na debited for the account title and explanation, ilalagay natin siya sa extreme left. So, dito ilalagay natin yung cash. Ang amount niya ay 250,000 pesos. So, dito natin ilalagay sa yung bawat figure is ilalagay natin sa loob ng maliliit na rectangle. So, 250,000. Okay. Ito namang malaking portion na to, yung medyo mas malaking portion ng rectangle or square, kung ano mang hugis yan, diyan nilalagay yung centavo nung figure. Tapos, yung account credited ay Guevara Capital. So, ang sabi, ang account credited ay ilalagay sa second line pero slightly indented. So, hindi siya papantay dun sa account na debited. So, ilalagay natin dito yung Guevara Capital slightly indented sa second line. Ang amount ay 250,000. And ang isa pang note sa pagre-record ng journal entry, total debits must be total sa total credits. So sa journal entry ng May 1 is balanse ang ating journal entry. Sa pagre-record ng journal entry, may nakalagay ditong account title and explanation. Ngayon, ilalagay din natin yung explanation ng journal entry na yon. Mahalaga kasi ang explanation sa journal entry kasi doon mo makikita yung transaction na nangyari. So sa May 1, ang explanation ay ilalagay lang sa next line pero slightly indented din siya. So sa case ng May 1 transaction, ilalagay natin dito yung explanation. So, to record Guevara investment. Okay, so kompleto na yung ating journal entry. And for succeeding financial transactions, for succeeding recording of journal entries, hindi na natin muna ilalagay ang explanation and hindi na din muna natin i-consider itong mga maliliit na square na to for the convenience na din ng ating discussion. Next transaction, May 1, rented office space and paid 2 months rent in advance, 8,000 pesos. So, kapag ang expense ay hindi pa nai-incur and binayaran ng advance kagaya sa transaction na to na nagbayad ng 2 months advance in rent, asset siya and yun yung tinatawag nating prepaid rent. So pagdating natin ng adjusting entries, nandoon ang extended or comprehensive discussion ng prepayments. So to record the transaction nung May 1, so sa date, hindi na natin ilalagay yung date na May 1 kasi same date siya nung first transaction. No need nang i-write yung date. To record the May 1 rented office space, so debit prepaid rent amounting 8,000 pesos credit cash. Nabawasan ang asset account. So kapag nababawasan ang asset account, sa credit side siya ilalagay. 8,000 pesos. Transaction May 2, Esterlina Guevara issued a promissory note for a 210,000 loan from Metrobank. This availment will be used for the acquisition of a service vehicle. The note carries a 20% interest per annum. The arrangement with the bank is that both the interest and the principal are payable in full in 1 year. So, ibig sabihin, yung business entity ay nanghiram ng pera sa bangko and yung 200,000 na inutang sa bangko is gagamitin for the acquisition ng service vehicle. So, since na nanghiram ng pera ang business entity sa bangko, madadagdagan yung cash niya. Debit, cash, 210,000 and credit, notes payable, 210,000 kasi nag-increase yung liability mo, liability ng entity dahil sa panghihiram ng pera sa Metrobank. And yung explanation na ilalagay dito is to record the loan from Metrobank. May 2, hired an office assistant and an account executive each with a 7,800 monthly salary, or each is to receive a 300 pesos per day for the 26-day work month. So, for May 2, no journal entry necessary kasi hindi naman financial transaction ang nangyari nung May 2. Nag-hire lang ang business entity ng 2 empleyado. And ang pagha-hire ng mga empleyado ng isang business entity is hindi siya financial transaction. So, no need to record or no journal entry required for May 2. May 4, acquired service vehicle for 420,000 pesos. So, si business entity ay bumili ng service vehicle. So, to record the transaction ng acquisition ng service vehicle nung May 4, debit service vehicle, 420,000 credit cash. Na 420,000 pesos. Next transaction, May 4 pa din. Paid Prudential Guarantee and Assurance Incorporated, 14,400 for 1 year comprehensive insurance coverage on the service vehicle. So, yung insurance for 1 year is binayaran na in advance ni business entity. And ito ay isang example ng prepayments. So, to record the transaction May 4, so no need nang ilagay yung date kasi same date dun sa previous transaction, debit, prepaid, insurance, credit, cash, 14,400, 14,400. May 5, acquired office equipment from Fair and Square Emporium for 60,000 pesos. Paying 15,000 cash and the balance next month. So, ibig sabihin, bumili si business entity ng 60,000 office equipment and nag-down payment lang siya or nagbayad siya ng partial 15,000 pesos and yung 45,000 pesos difference is utang muna na babayaran next month. So, i-record na natin ang acquisition ng office equipment and paid man yan or partially paid or totally unpaid, i-record na natin yung office equipment 60,000 pesos. Debit, office equipment, 60,000 pesos. Credit, cash, 15,000 pesos. Ang office equipment ay asset account. So, nag-increase ang asset account. So, nagbayad ng cash 15,000, nabawasan ang asset account. So, credit ang cash 15,000. And yung balance na utang is sa accounts payable, nag-increase ang liability ng business entity 45,000 pesos. Explanation, to record the acquisition of office equipment from Fair and Square. May 8, purchase supplies on credit for 18,000 pesos from San Jose Merchandising. So, bumili ng supplies si business entity kay San Jose ng utang pa lang. So, debit, supplies, 18,000 pesos, credit, accounts payable, 18,000 pesos. May 9, paid San Jose Merchandising 10,000 pesos of the amount owed. So, binayaran niya yung 10,000 doon sa 18,000 na utang niya kay San Jose Merchandising. So, to record the transaction of May 9, debit, accounts payable, 10,000 pesos, credit, cash, na 10,000 pesos. Debit accounts payable, credit, cash. Nag-debit ang accounts payable kasi nabawasan ang liability. And nag-credit ang cash kasi nagbayad si business entity ng 10,000, nabawasan yung cash account, nag-credit, bawas sa asset account. Transaction May 10, coordinated and finalized simple bridal arrangement for 3 couples and collected fees of 8,800 per couple. Services include prospecting and selecting the church and the reception location, couturier, caterer, car services, flowers, souvenirs, and invitations. So, nung May 10, nag-render ng service si business entity and nakakollect siya ng 8,800 per bridal couple. So, naka-receive siya ng cash from client, then debit, cash. 8,800 times 3 couples is equal to 26,400. Credit consulting revenues 26,400 pesos. May 13, paid salaries, debit, salaries expense 6,600, credit, cash 6,600 pesos. May 15, the entity is earning additional revenues by referring consulting clients to friendly hotels, caterers, printers, and courtiers. Receive 10,000 pesos advance fees for 3 clients referred. So, ibig sabihin, nung May 15, meron natanggap ang business entity ng 10,000 pesos in advance na galing sa kanilang client. This is an example of unearned revenue, meaning nagbayad na yung client in advance ng 10,000 pesos pero sa part naman ni business entity, hindi pa niya nare-render or hindi pa completely rendered yung service sa kanyang kliyente. Ang extensive discussion ng unearned revenues ay pagdating natin sa adjusting entries. So, to record May 15 transaction, May 15, debit, cash, 10,000 pesos, credit, unearned, referral, revenues, 10,000 pesos. May 19, coordinated and finalized. Elaborate bridal arrangements for 3 couples and billed fees of 12,000 pesos per couple. Additional services include documents preparation, consultation with the feng shui expert as to the ideal wedding date for the prosperity and harmony, provision for limousine service, and honeymoon trip. So, nung May 19, nag-render and nag-finalize ng service si business entity doon sa 3 couples, doon sa kanyang mga kliyente, and billed fees of 12,000 pesos per couple. So, sinisingil niya ngayon yung mga couple for services rendered. So, for May 19, debit accounts receivable 12,000 pesos times 3 couples is equal to 36,000 pesos. Credit consulting revenues 36,000 pesos. Okay, so last 5 transactions tayo. May 25, Guevara withdrew 14,000 pesos for personal expenses. Ibig sabihin, kumuha si Guevara ng 14,000 pesos sa kanyang business. And gagamitin niya yon for personal use, for personal expense. So, to record the transaction ng May 25, debit, Guevara, withdrawals 14,000 pesos, credit, cash 14,000 pesos. May 27, paid salary 7,200, debit, salaries expense, credit, cash 7,200, 7,200 pesos. May 30, receive the ICC Bayantel telephone bill, 1,400 pesos. Kapag naka-receive na tayo ng billing from our service provider or suppliers, ibig sabihin, kailangan na nating i-record yung expense. And ito yung example ng accrual ng expenses. Naka-receive pa lang ng telephone bill, so hindi pa yan bayad, and kahit hindi pa bayad yung telephone bill na yan, kailangan na nating i-record. Kasi nagamit na natin yung telephone usage. Nakapag-render na si ICC Bayantel ng telephone services sa kliyente or kay business entity. So to record, the receipt of telephone bill, debit, utilities, expense. So, sa utilities expense, so ito yung common account for expenses such as telephone, water, electricity, and so on. So, debit utilities expense, 1,400. Credit accounts payable, 1,400. So, ang extensive discussion ng accrual of expense is pagdating natin ng adjusting entries. So, extended ang discussion ng accruals. May 30 again, receive 24,000 pesos for 2 clients for the service billed last May 19. So, nagbayad yung kliyente sa business entity. So, naka-receive si entity ng cash, 24,000 pesos, credit accounts receivable, 24,000 pesos. And last transaction, May 31, settled the electricity bill of 3,000 pesos for the month. So, noong May 31, nagbayad ng electricity bill si business entity. So, debit, utilities expense, 3,000 pesos, credit, cash, 3,000 pesos. Okay, na-record na natin yung lahat ng financial transaction ng business entity sa journal. And ang common foundation ng journalizing the transaction is dapat alam din natin yung debits and credits. So, meron tayong discussion dito ng debits and credits dito sa ating YouTube channel. So, i-watch nyo na lang yon. Then, mag-practice lang ng pagre-record ng journal entries para pa-master ang topic na ito. And, ang pagre-record ng journal entries is ma-apply natin ito pagdating natin ng adjusting entries. Mabibit-bit pa natin itong mga journal entries na ito pagdating natin sa adjusting entries, which is itatopic natin soon. Okay, so mabalik tayo sa discussion ng May 30 transaction. Received the ICC telephone bill, 1,400 pesos. So, ang naging entry natin is debit, utilities expense, credit, accounts payable, 1,400. Actually, accepted naman na accounts payable ang credit. But, nung nireview natin yung chart of accounts ni business entity, meron siyang notes payable, accounts payable, salaries. Meron din siyang utilities payable. So, meron siya ditong liability account na intended for utilities. So, for May 30 transaction, although acceptable naman din ang accounts payable, but since na meron siyang utilities payable na account, papalitan natin tong credit na to. It must be utilities payable. So, correction for transaction ng May 30. Receive the ICC Bayantel telephone bill.